The good fella wants a flat tax. Actor and businessman Paul Sorvino says that would reduce our debt and benefit taxpayers.
Paul, of course, played the role of Paulie Cicero in Godfellows, is now co-owner of Jansen Beckett Cosmeceuticals. This sounds like kind of a fancy name for you, Paul, but you have both food products, face products. We'll get to that in a second, but why are you such a fan of the flat tax?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's very fancy. Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's an Irish.
Sorry.
All this time I thought you were Italian.
No, I'm going to be an Irishman. It's completely different, as I say here again now.
That's
but
good.
It depends on. I'm going to make my living. Why cosmeceuticals? Because my daughter.
Why flat tax?
Flat tax because it's enough already. It's enough already. Why should ordinary people or even wealthy or any people have to constantly go through this horrible maze with this haunting, huge bird of prey over our backs? 15% flat tax, goodbye. Everybody's looked into it. I don't have to go into the deal. All the financial experts see it as reducing our debt, making more, and people don't have to worry about it. Who the hell can go to an accountant when you're only making $30,000 or $40,000 a year? Well, why is that?
Well,
it's not right.
Let's look at the numbers and how they break down.
Okay.
Some 45 to just under 50% of all Americans don't pay a single penny in the income tax. There.
Everybody should pay something, sure.
Well, have a stake in this country.
Well, that's why it would bring us more revenue. If you're making $30,000, then you go ahead and pay your tax. You're making $20,000, $10,000, whatever you're making, you should pay some tax. It's all good. You're getting services, you should pay.
The people want it. Every time we do surveys, they ask the people, what do you think the top tax rate should be? All in, state, federal, and local. And they say about 20, 25%. Yeah. It's over 50% now.
I know.
And it's going to go higher with both federal
My
and state.
accountants will not like it if we do that because they make lots of money from people like me and lots of others. But the fact is,
well, actually, you bring
fair.
up a good point. The lobbying inside, even though the people want it, the lobbyists inside the Beltway prevent it from happening.
It's huge. But it should be, and our life should be simpler. Life is difficult enough. We face so many difficulties. Look at this volcanic ash, perhaps bringing planes down if we're not careful. There's so much to deal with. Terrorism, let's make the flat tax and make a big part of our lives not apprehensive as we head towards April 15th. That's what I think
people
we should do.
talk about.
We should talk about my wonderful product.
Well, and consumption might be taxed at some point.
I don't have consumption. That's La Traviata. That's Camille. Courage, Camille. No. No, I'm perfectly healthy. I have two products. I have Paul Sorvino Foods Marinara. This is made in the old Neapolitan recipe. My father's born in Naples. My family's from Naples. We're aristocrats and nobility from Naples for 1,100 years. Our coat of arms goes way back, and so if you don't buy it, I shall have my minions come and attack you. Well, people think I'm a gangster anyway, so I might as well employ some of that.
But what is this other cosmeceutical stuff about?
It takes away wrinkles. It's an extraordinary preparation that I came across through my now partner, which I'm half owner. I said, I don't do this. I mean, what, paint over in Britain? You know, makeup, sure, fine, I'm not interested. I tried it 3 or 4 days later. I called up and said, what's in this stuff? And it took away all these cross hatches over here. Crow's feet are gone, all this. I said, wait a minute, I think I could get involved. So I invested in the company.
But so here you are, a businessman.
Yes.
And I would imagine that you would still say that the U.S. is still the best place to start a business.
You don't know that unless you go to the other countries. Right. Then you really know it.
But the problem is we're thinking of doing what a lot of other countries do, like have a value-added tax, which would increase the cost to your consumers of these products.
I think it's a terrible idea. I think let's not take the good things we have and trash them. You know, let's take the bad things we have and trash them. Value-added is a horrible idea. And,
tell us why. Tell us why you think it is. Because
it discourages consumer activity. Why would we want to discourage that? Why would we want to put things out of reach for people? This jar, which should be $3.99 of the most delicious sauce ever put in a jar, okay, will now all of a sudden go up, what, 15, 20%?
At least.
Do we really have to do that? I mean, people are struggling as it is in this economy. Let's not make it even worse.
But people want that deficit to come down. It's absolutely huge.
Well, the deficit has to come down. Part of it is the flat tax.
And part of it is also the fact that guys inside the Beltway aren't getting serious about cutting things. They're going in the opposite direction.
It's all about getting votes. You know that, and I know that.
They're buying it with our tax dollars.
But are Americans
feeding off the public trough.
Paul, are Americans ready to take a cut in their fancy Medicare payments that everybody seems to love so much?
To take a cut? What do you mean?
Meaning that's where they would have to cut. They'd have to cut the entitlement programs, such as Medicare and Social Security.
But I don't know that that's true. Once we have a flat tax, I think we have much more income. Once again, our system of treating people is much better. We have to find a way to empower everybody to use it. Now, if this new bill does that, and nobody really knows the answer, everybody's examining it, so nobody really knows. But if we have a flat tax, I think we will pay for all of these things. I really do.
Take away all the deductions, all the special interests, the little gimmies that are in there. Take it all and just give everybody a 50%.
A flat tax.
Even the interest on your
Look at the
mortgage.
guys who are making $100 million a year and paying $1 million or paying $500,000. That's happening.
And sometimes they're the ones that say it's not a fair system that we have. By the way, any movies coming up?
Yes, I'm preparing a movie of Lear, speaking of capitalists, who is a capitalist. King Lear will be Cornelius Vanderbilt Lear, 1905, Robber Barons, Newport, Rhode Island, which stars me and my daughter Mira and Ron Perlman, you know Hellboy, he's a great actor, and a number of other very good people we were in negotiation with, so I can't mention their names.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be a great thing. It's a modern-day American story of an American capitalist extraordinaire.
Fantastic. Sounds
Sorvino, thank you so very much.
The products are there to be seen. Alpha Derma.
And you know that I would not get involved with anything that isn't 1,000%. I use this myself, and this is the way I make this soap.
And if somebody messes up, what do you do to them?
I'm going over there.
It's simple. If you put bad stuff in my product, they're finished.
What? They do what? What did you say?
Paul Sorvino, great to see you. Thank you very much.